to BWTM Sports Gaming. Let's get into another boxing video. We're talking about Shakur Stevenson, some considered the best lightweight in the world, versus an up-and-coming potential star, Floyd Schofield. Now, I won't say I'm a massive fan of Shakur Stevenson. I do appreciate his boxing ability and skills. And he has got a lot of talent, for sure. But he's not a guy that really excites me. But I appreciate his skill and talent. So I'll start with that point. My first look at Floyd Schofield, he kind of reminds me, I say kind of Sean Porter, the way he kind of sets up his attacks, the way he throws wild punches at times and puts his punches together. Fast, explosive, but reckless at times. For me, straight out the gate, Shakur Stevenson is better, far all-round better boxer, puncher. I think that Shakur Stevenson, for me, shows good counter-punching ability, able to box off the front foot and the back foot, doesn't put himself in as much danger as compared to Floyd Schofield. Floyd Schofield is a guy that will fight orthodox and southpaw. Now, he's a switch hitter. That's what they call it in boxing. But with Floyd Schofield, he'll switch from orthodox to southpaw in the line of fire. He'll just do it. In a second, he'll switch in between orthodox and southpaw. And one of the most dangerous things you can do switching between orthodox and southpaw in range, means within punching range, is that you can get hit. And of course, if you're caught in between the switch between the orthodox and southpaw, the best puncher throws a punch straight down the middle, straight right hand, or straight left hand in Shakur Stevenson's case. And so he can throw a straight left hand down the pipe every time. The other thing is, what I see from Schofield, he's a guy that comes in recklessly. He's not a guy, when he comes in and sets his attacks up, he's a guy who doesn't think about the other guy throwing punches back. So he's liable to walk onto punches, as I've said, walk onto uppercuts, walk onto right hands or left hands in Shakur's case. So those are things that Schofield has to be aware of. For Shakur Stevenson, he likes to walk back in straight lines. You don't walk back in straight lines, you pull straight back from punches. Or when you're pulling straight back from punches, you know, he's doing a shoulder roll, he's pulling himself out the way of punches. But if a guy doubles up on him and walks him back to the ropes, he's there vulnerable for that. Floyd Schofield has that ability with his lateral movement, because lateral movement moves from side to side. He has the ability to get Shakur Stevenson into spots of bother if Shakur Stevenson backs up in straight lines. That's where the danger lies with Shakur Stevenson getting caught as he's going backwards, getting caught with those wild hooks over the top. That being said, I think Shakur Stevenson is too sharp and he's got a better boxing IQ and won't make the sort of mistakes that Schofield has already made. There's a fight that's out on the YouTube as it is. In one of his fights, got dropped in the 11th round, did win unanimously, but there's a point in the fight where I think it's in the 3rd round, he's going back to the corner and he's falling down. Misses his stool because he's stunned. He's been hurt. Now, stuff like that, and you haven't fought a guy of Shakur. People say, oh, Shakur Stevenson can't punch. When a guy like Shakur Stevenson, who's not noted for his big punching power against better fighters, the thing with Shakur Stevenson, those type of fighters are guys that make you walk onto shots. So when Schofield's coming forward and Shakur's throwing his shot, that's where a knockout or knockdown can come. It's the punch you don't see. And I believe it's going to be a punch that Schofield doesn't see that gets him caught and gets him dropped. I think Shakur Stevenson could weather an early storm and stop this guy, Schofield. The only thing I'm concerned about is Shakur Stevenson is this new era under Turki Al-Sheikh, fighting in Saudi. And of course, with the situation like one of the biggest cards, or if not the biggest card in boxing history, they're putting it as, there's a pressure to go out there and perform. And of course, Shakur Stevenson has got this tag of being a boring fighter. In one particular fight, he sort of ran around the ring, I won't say the word ran, but he didn't. Anytime you're not going Gatti and Ward, you're running around the ring. Like with Floyd Mayweather. Floyd was a masterful boxer, but people who just like caveman, like it's not boxing, they're anti-boxing. People like that who just want to see two people standing in the ring and punch blow for blow. That's great and it's exciting. Don't get me wrong, but that's not boxing. Boxing's principle is about hit and not get hit. And Floyd Mayweather is a master of hit and not get hit. It's okay for these people that want to see blow for blow, punch for punch. But, 20 years down the line, when these guys go punch for punch, blow for blow, and they can't speak properly, and they can't look after their kids, and they can't work, they can't do things, these things are not things the fans care about. Boxing is about hit and not get hit. That's why they call it the sweet science, So, in conclusion, Schofield has in my opinion, has no business being in the ring. The only thing that concerns me at Shakur Stevenson is that he fights this guy Schofield and gets into a shootout because he's trying to impress the fans because he's on the biggest card of boxing. My advice to Shakur Stevenson is do what you got to do. Box the way you box. Don't try and do anything too adventurous. Don't try and be overly aggressive because Schofield will be the guy who'll be overly aggressive. This is an early Christmas gift for Stevenson. Schofield's very green. He makes a lot of mistakes. And he's there to be caught and to be, it could get embarrassing if Shakur Stevenson is able to show the class. He should be beating guys like Schofield. This is a fight that the fans say, oh, you should fight Schofield, because there's a bit of banter between two of them. Ultimately, at the end of the day, I don't believe Schofield. The only way Schofield wins this fight is if Shakur Stevenson gets lazy. Other than that, there should be a boxing masterclass from Shakur Stevenson. He may even stop Schofield because of the recklessness of Schofield's boxing or lack of boxing IQ. He leaves himself defensively vulnerable many a time. And I just think that if you make too many mistakes at the highest level of boxing, you will get found out. And I think this will be the case when these two meet on Saturday night. I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to rate, subscribe, and leave your comments in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Who do you think is going to win and why? Do you agree with what I say? Or do you think different? Do you think there's an argument that Schofield can win this fight? I'll always say this. Two guys get in a ring and punches a fly. There's always a possibility of an upset. But I think it's like 80-20% in terms of Stevenson. It now gets 75-25% if Stevenson decides to be aggressive. Other than that, I'm going for Stevenson win, a stoppage, breaking Schofield down after taking too many punches, rounds 8 to 9 stoppage, maybe even be sooner, but I reckon 8 to 9 stoppage, too many punches, maybe referee coming out to stop the fight, Schofield taking too many punches, and Stevenson winning. Again, let me know your comments in the comment section. This has been BWTM Sports Gaming, and I'm out. Stay tuned for the next one.